Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had started with the Treeview widget in Tkinter. And in today's session, let's see some more details in the Treeview widget in Tkinter. In today's session, let's see about the ghost column, which is available as a default column in Treeview widget in Tkinter. And also let's see about the show parameter present in the Treeview widget. So firstly, I'm from the Tkinter, I'm importing ttk, then I'm creating my main window, then I'm giving a title called Treeview, geometry is 400 by 400 pixel and background color is orange. So now when I run this particular code, I get a orange color background, which is the main window background color. Now let me create my Treeview widget. So for creating this, let me call it as TV. It is a variable equal to ttk dot Treeview, and I'm placing it in my main window. So this is how we create a Treeview widget. And now let me define the columns for the Treeview widget. So let me say TV of columns, and I'm having in a tuple the columns for my Treeview widget. So the first one is ID, the second one is name, and the third one is gender. So these are my columns ID, name, and then gender. But by default, Treeview will have one more column that is called the ghost column. So that we need not define the column as ghost. It is a default column. It is represented by #0. So we need not mention any name for the ghost column as such. And now let me define my columns. Sorry, I've defined my columns, which is ID, name, and then gender. Now let me say TV dot column in the tuple format. Let me change the specifications of each of my columns. So for the first one is #0, which is my ghost column. I want the width of my ghost column to be equal to 200. So I'm changing the width of my ghost column. Next is TV dot column and my ID column. I want the width of my ID column to be equal to 20, and I want to anchor it to the west. So I'll say anchor equal to W. And now one more thing is I'll add one more column. I want to change the specification of one more column. That is my name column. I want the width to be 80 and anchor to be center. Then I'm configuring my last column, that is the gender column. I want the width to be 80 again and anchor equal to east. So anchor means in which position the column value should appear. So for the ID, the values appear to the west. For the name, it appears at the center, and for the gender, it appears at the east. So we can say in which position the values need to appear. So after defining my columns, I'll define my headings by saying tv.heading. First one is my ghost column. So let me say #0, and the heading for my ghost column, I want to say it equal to label. and my heading anchor is equal to center. So my heading appears in the center for the ghost column. Now let me give a heading for my ID column. So I'll give it as ID text equal to ID. So this is what appears on the header row. So text is equal to ID and anchor equal to center. Similarly, let me add two more headings, one for my name and one for gender. So this is for name. I want it to be appear as name itself. Anchor is center. And the last one, I want to modify for my gender. I want to add the heading for my gender. So it is nothing but gender again. And anchor equal to west, let me give. So friends, for the ghost column, the heading will be label. For the ID column, that is this particular ID column, the heading will be ID in small. For the name column, the header will be name itself. For the gender, it will be gender itself. So we are given the headings for each of the columns present in our tree view. And now let me insert the details, the values into the tree view. Insert records into tree view. For this, let me say tv.insert parent equal to null, because it's not a child record, it's a parent record, the main record. So I need not specify anything in the parent parameter. If it is a child record, then I have to specify the parent's IID number over here. Since it's a parent record, I'm leaving it as blank. Index is equal to 0, that is at the first position this record is going to get inserted. IID equal to 0, so I'm explicitly specifying my IID numbers. If we don't specify, by default Python interpreter will consider its own IID number. Then I'm having text equal to 1. This is what appears in our ghost column. This is the value which appears in the ghost column. Then I'm having values equal to 1, that is the ID, Ram as the name, male as the gender. So this record gets inserted. Similarly, let me add few more records into our tree view. Let me copy this. So all are parent records, that is not, none of them are the child records. And here let me say my index as 1, for the next as 2, and for this let me say it as 4, and the last one as 3. IID first one is 0, second one is 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. Text in the ghost column for the second record is 2, for the third it is 3, for the fourth it is 4, for the fifth it is 5. Values are 1 Ram male for the first one, for the second one it is 2 Sham male, then I'm having 3, then I'm having 4, and then I'm having 5. So this is Ria, this is Dia, This is Sia, and all three are female. This is also female. So friends, we have inserted the records. Now let's pack our tree view by saying tv.pack onto the screen, and then I'm calling my main event loop. So friends, this is the code for incorporating the hash 0, that is the ghost column. And now I've not specified anything as the show parameter. So let's see by default what value will be displayed on the screen. So initially we had columns, three columns: ID, name, gender, and I specified the anchoring and the width of each of the columns. And I also changed the width of my ghost column, that is ghost column is represented by hash 0. Then I gave headings to each of my columns, that is hash 0, ID, name, gender. Text is nothing but the heading value whatever appears on the tree view. So for hash 0 it will appear as label, for ID it will appear as ID, name, gender, gender. Then I inserted my records into the tree view. Here I given 0, so it will be inserted first, second, third, and then the third index will be inserted first, and then the fourth index will be inserted. So here we can change the position. We can even make it as end, so that the first one will go at the end. So but now for now I'll keep it as 1 itself. IID we can specify it explicitly, or it will be considered by the Python interpreter. Then for text, this value appears in our ghost column. So the text whatever we are specifying are the values for the ghost column. And these values are nothing but ID, name, and gender. So now let me run the code and see how it displays. So label, this is my ghost column. The first column is the ghost column. I've given the label as the header text. So it is appearing as a text. Text is appearing as label. Then ID, ID is appearing. Then name is appearing. And then gender. So this is the header row. This is the ghost column. This is the ID column, name column, gender column. And here what we can see is, firstly I've inserted Ram, then Sham, then Riya. And since Sia has got an index value lesser than Diya, Sia gets inserted first and then Diya will get inserted, because index value is 3 over here, and for Diya it is 4. So Diya will come after Sia. So these are the details which we have inserted into our tree view. Now by default I'm getting the header row and the ghost column. Now let's see different different options available under the show parameter. So in the tree view there is something called the show parameter. I'll make it as equal to tree. By default it showed the column, ghost column, and the header row. Now let me go to my PPT. So when I give tree, it shows the ghost column. So now when I run the code, the headers will not be there. That is label, ID, name, gender will not be there, because I given the show parameter as tree. It will show the ghost column, but it won't show the header row. So now if I give headings over here, let me close this. Now if I give headings, it will not show the ghost column, but it will show the header row. So the ghost column is not shown, but it has shown the heading values. So whatever ghost column was there called label, it is not at all there. It shows from ID, name, and gender. Now if I give show and then headings, now let's see what happens. Sorry, tree and then headings. So let me run it once again. So tree and headings, it showed both the ghost column and the heading row. So it shows both the ghost column and the header row. Now if I give it as blank without any parameter, if I just give two quote values, because it can take tree or heading or tree headings, or it can just take two quotes without having any value. In this case, it does not show the column, ghost column or the header row. So now when I run the code, the header row is not there and the ghost column is also not there. So based on our requirement, we can define the show value. Whatever value we want, we can define as per our requirement. So by default, it will show both the ghost column and header row. If we don't want the ghost column, we can go for headings. And if you don't want the ghost column and heading, we can go for blank, show value as blank. So these are the things which we have to remember. And here, one more thing what I wanted to tell is, for the column ID, anchor is equal to west. So now let me run the code. For the column ID, anchor equal to west. So the details will appear in the west. West is this particular position, east is this, center is this. So since I given anchor equal to west for ID column, the data in the ID column appears in the west. And now gender, I given anchor equal to east. So it has gone to the east. The values appear in the east for the gender column. So based on our requirement, we can position it in the center or west or the east positions. So these are the things which I wanted to share with you. And so hope so friends, the Treeview widget with the ghost column is clear for you, and also the show parameter in the Treeview widget. Hope so it was clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.